Hey gang, this is the Heatseeker from Crazy Tube Circuits. It's a dual pedal, and often what that means is there's two drives, but this is a bit different. Over here, you have an amp in the box, British style, three iconic Marshalls, basically. You've got a 45, and you switch to the middle, you've got a SL, which is super lead, sort of plexi, and you go to the bottom, which is master volume, or it's MV. It's the master volume era of those British amps. So you've got the full array of presence, bass, middle, treble. You've got the master volume and your gain, which is labeled volume. And that's that. So that's a really cool pedal. Now this other side is the secret weapon side. This side recreates the sound of those mid-late 70s wireless systems that have that sonic enhancement to them used by people like Angus Young. So it goes so well with that Marshall circuit. If you want to use it separately, there is complete access, separate ins and outs. So you could put a different overdrive in the middle, you could put an EQ pedal in the middle, you could just use them as completely separate pedals. If you want to use it all in one, as I was, you just go in and out on the outsides of the jacks here. The Heatseeker is an all analog, full JFET based circuit. It internally runs 27 volts. I don't know how that happens, but it just sucks all the power up and uses that. And it feels really great to play through. And if that wasn't enough, they added this WOS, the wall of sound switch, which just elevates everything to like levels. I mean, it's obvious when it's in there. It goes big. And then sometimes you just don't want to turn it off because, you know, that bigness is addictive. It is powered by a 9-volt and consumes about 115 milliamps, which is not bad at all. That should run on just about any pedal power supply you could find. All right, let's plug in and hear a little more of the Crazy Tube Circuits Heatseeker. Diving right in, everything is going through the Bogner Ecstasy 50 watt. It has an absolutely beautiful clean channel. That is running into a Fryette power station because it's also a very loud clean channel. And the Heatseeker is right up front. So this is where we're at. .45 mode is definitely going to be the sort of warmest and softest. It's great for crunching, especially on something like this P90 guitar. Get that sort of Malcolm crunch to things where it's really open and clear, but it's still like rockin' and punchy. Now jumping over to the super lead, you'll hear the mids and the top end sort of like lift out with a much stronger presence. And there'll be more gain. So a little bit of compensating with the EQ and get a little more bass, a little more gain, just gonna lean into it. The MV or master volume is a later era British amp. So that's, probably some sort of like 800 or, something in that realm. if that's not enough heft for you, there's a wall of sound mode, which completely beefs up sort of the bottom end and loudness. It's very much like, like on an old stereo where there's a loudness button, or your car stereo, and everything goes, oh, and it sounds huge. Check this out. So everything just comes up at you like a wall of sound forward. So you have to EQ a little bit around that. All right, let's jump back to the 45 side. Now the right side of the Heatseeker emulates that old secret weapon that Angus had, his wireless system, because it had sort of a sonic enhancer to compensate for the signal loss. You know how there's compression? Well, there's also the opposite of that, which is expansion. So there's like a sonic expansion thing going on. Lifts the high end, brings the presence forward, but also the way I hear it is almost like a vocal, and the mouth opening a little wider and everything kind of comes through a little better. Now it's really cool that it's on its own switch, because there's a separate level control, so you could dial in how much of that enhancement you want, and then also you've got a boost. So if we just go down, there's no extra enhancement, but we are going to get a level boost. I find between like 11 and 1 is really nice and just kind of flatters the sound you have. Let's switch guitars and I'll change modes. I'll show you on the other modes. that is the Crazy Tube Circuits Heatseeker. 3 modes of amp in the box, wall of sound, beautiful enhancement, sort of 70s recreation stuff. There's no real easy way to name that. Enhance boosty section. If you'd like to know more about the Heatseeker, I'll put some links below so you can find Crazy Tube Circuits. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.